you know, when you go to parties and they're like, oh, why don't you just, you know, a little bit. I'm like, no, I'm too busy. I'm just like, get away. People used to be like, why are you so uptight? Go to parties? What's that? I'm like, sorry, but I like singing more than I like anything else. Get me away. You went to parties? I told you, I had a normie phase. I didn't watch anime or anything. Normies? I had a normie phase, except... Okay, it's kind of weird. So I had a normie phase for a little bit, but the only like music I listened to, anime songs only. Or like, I love vocalized songs. And I'd be like, oh yeah, remember what this celebrity did? I'd be like looking at the magazines, and then I'd put my earphones on and it'd be like, Sekai! I was like, oh yeah, that's the good shit. But I wasn't a closet weeb. No. My friends knew. They'd be like, oh, Elira, do you want to use the aux cord? And I'd be like, no. I'd be like, you don't want to hear my Vocaloid playlist? And they were like, oh, okay. And then someone else would take it. Like, I was never a closet weeb or anything. You don't want to listen to this, y'all. And they were like, okay. And then they put on, have you ever loved someone so much you give an arm for it? Not the expression. No, literally give an arm for it. And I was like, oh yeah, Eminem. I'm not allowed on the aux at work for that very reason. Oh my god. Before, at a job that I used to work, when it was like getting closer to like the end of the shift or whatever, they'd be like, all right, we can play a little bit of music. And I would be like, okay. And then one day they were like, you should play your playlist. And I was like, I don't think you guys want me to play my music. And they were like, yeah, just play it. And I was like, oh god. So I was like, okay. They were like, yeah, we want to hear your kind of music taste, Elira. And I was like, okay. And then, so I had a playlist just like on Spotify or whatever that was just like a bunch of anime openings that I put into one playlist for me to listen to whenever I wanted to train to play AMQ. So then I plug it in and then I'm like, oh yeah, this is just like a random playlist that I downloaded, you know. That's all I got. So I play it and I'm just sitting there because listen, the other choice of playlist was like my A3 playlist. You know, like at least anime openings is better than A3. So I plug it in and I'm playing the playlist and they're listening. And half of my coworkers are like, what's going on? And then one of my managers came up to me while I was playing. Is this the opening song to that anime Erased? And I was like, oh yeah, I think so. And he was like, I love that anime. And I was like, oh, let me just finish my work. I gotta go home. It was so... Oh. And then I never played my playlist again. They never asked me ever again, so... Good. I'm glad they never asked me again. But when he was like, oh, Erased? I know that anime. And I was like, yeah, Riri by Asian Kung Fu Generation. He was like, oh, yeah. So I was like, okay, bye. I gotta go. The same manager, like, I don't even remember the other one. There was another song that played and he came up to me. He's like, is this the opening? And I was like, yeah.